Shri Swaminarayan Bhagwan Jai. Akshar Purushottam Maharajani Jai. Gunatitananda Swami Maharajani Jai. Bhagat Ji Maharajani Jai. Shastri Ji Maharajani Jai. Yogi Ji Maharajani Jai. Guru Hari Pramukh Swami Maharajani Jai. Guru Hari Mahanta Swami Maharajani Jai. Pramukh Swami Maharaj Shatabdi Mahotsavni Jai. Akshardham Mahotsavni Jai. Jai Saran, everyone. Today I'd like to share with you the 1991 yatra. And again, like Swami Shri had mentioned in Bombay to us, that Satpurush ma Jeev Jodai, Devi Tayari Karvi, that prepare in a way that you can attach yourself to the Satpurush. In fact, all we have to do is to be there with a very good intention, with a very good heart, and with the love towards the Satpurush. And you can then feel immensely how he pulls you to him, how he, in fact, establishes that oneness that he really wants you to have with him through smrutis, through his kathavarta, even sometimes just casually looking at him, doing an activity, you feel so awed by him, you feel very happy, and you feel very close to him. So, not taking too long to start off, let's go straight into the 1991 yatra, which was titled as Ranke Hari Nupur Pramukhane Pagle Pagle. Again, it's a tongue twister for those who don't know Gujarati well. What does it mean? That you can hear the bells ringing at every step that Pramukh Swami Maharaj took. But which bells? Ranake Hari. Hari means God. You can see, you can feel, and you can experience the presence of God, of Shriji Maharaj, at every single step of Bapa's life. So that's the yatra that we will be looking into today. So as we just learned the meaning of this title, Ranke Hari Nupur Pramukhane Pagle Pagle, that was specifically a yatra for the CFI in New Jersey, 1991. From the 8th of June, where Swami departed from Bombay till he returned back to Bombay on the 18th of October. It's around 125, 130 days yatra. And Swami Shri again, he gave amazing, unexpected labh to every single person in the yatra. So the first prasang you see here, this is on our journey from Mombasa to Nairobi on a charter plane. Swami Shri is seated at the back of the plane. And once we were airborne, Swami Shri, he asked the santos to come next to him. And then he entered into a very nice, meaningful, very, very priceless goshti, I would say, where he explained so many great things about himself. And one of the questions that was asked to Pramukh Swami Maharaj is that, Bapa, ever since you became a sadhu, what one thought have you kept as a priority at the top of your mind? And Pramukh Swami Maharaj, he instantly said કે એક જ વિચાર પહેલેથી જ મેં રાખ્યો છે કે ગમે તે ભોગે કરીને શાસ્ત્રીજી મહારાજને રાજી કરવા છે. That all I want to do is to please Shastriji Maharaj. And then he went on to say that there have been times where I've been beaten up, I've been insulted, I've been abused, and not once have I complained to Shastri Maharaj or even Yogi Baba. Now, that tells us something really, really great about him. And then he went on to say that મેં કોઈ દિવસ ફરિયાદ નથી કરી, કોઈ દિવસ ક્યારેય પણ શાસ્ત્રીજી મહારાજને કહ્યું પણ નથી કે શાસ્ત્રીમાં તમે આ બધાને સમજાવો. પણ શાસ્ત્રીજી મહારાજની દયા, એમની કૃપા, તો આજે અહીંયા શાંતિથી બેઠા છે. સુખ સુખ સુખ, આનંદ આનંદ આનંદ, એ બધું અનુભવાય છે. So at that time, Swami Shri said that I've never complained in my life. Because I knew that Shastri Maharaj is Antaryami, Yogi Baba is Antaryami, they know everything. There's no need for me to complain. And here I am through their grace ever so blissful and ever so happy. So that question and answer session was quite introspective for the Santos as well as those Hari Bhaktas with us. There was a time here in this Q&A that Swami was also asked that, you look after Thakurji so much, you're always thinking of him. But has there been a time that even for a fraction of a second that you've forgotten Thakurji? And Swami Shri instantly said, "Ke ek kshan pan Bhagwan nu vismaran thayu nathi." That not even for a second have I ever forgotten God. And so he was God communioned, he was Bhagwan Khandharak Sant, something for us to learn that we should also have this bhavana. This is on a train journey, in fact, from Nairobi to Kwanzaa. In fact, the journey was supposed to be to Suswa, but there was a train that had left before us that had derailed, so we had to go to the opposite direction. And this was a train that the Queen Elizabeth II had traveled on. So all this Mehima was being said in front of Bapa by, you see here, Mahendra Bhai Barrister. And you can see all the Hari Bhaktos and Santos, including Dr. Swami, all engaged in the Kathartha, which then happened afterwards. But before Swami Shri, he sat down on this sofa, he asked for a different coffee table for Thakurji to be placed. You can't actually see Thakurji clearly, but if you look at his face and you see those bunch of flowers, that's the har of Thakurji. And the reason was that the Sevak had placed Thakurji on the same level as Bapa on the sofa. And Swami was very uncomfortable. And Swami ke Sevak ane Bhagwan bhega na besi shake. Hammesha Bhagwan uncha asane hoye ane Sevak niche hoye. Again, it's a discipline that we all must also learn. And Swami Shri's Guru Bhakti, his Ishta Bhakti, was very evident on this yatra. There were these news reporters from The Nation, The Standard, the Kenya Times, etc., who had also journeyed just in a different carriage from us. But in the beginning, they had asked some questions to Bapa. And they asked Bapa, why did you choose Kenya Railways? And Swami Shri, out of the blue, none of us could expect. Swami Shri said, "Ki hamara Guru Yogi Ji Maharaj aa railway ma musafari kari hai." That my Guru Yogi Bapa has traveled on these trains, on this railway. That's why we chose Kenya Railways. We would never think of that. To him, Bhagwan and Guru is his everything. They would always come to the top of his mind in anything and everything. So that was quite touching as well. When we got to Kwanzaa, the Hari Bhaktas were standing outside and they wanted to do darshan. So here you see Swami Shri, who's just had his lunch and he's about to go for his afternoon rest. He's taken off his dentures and he comes right to the door, barefooted. And it was quite a nice scene, everyone shouting, "Pramukh Swami Maharaj Ni Jai, Yogi Ji Maharaj Shatabdi Mahotsav Ni Jai." And then Swami Shri was given a pair of goggles, which he wears here, and you can see Vivek Sagar Swami, Dharmachan Swami and Santos looking out. Now the reason why he stood there for a longer time was that somebody had told him, "Swami, not too far from here, 30 kilometers away in Makindu, is where Magan Bhai and Harman Bhai, they used to play volleyball, and that's where our satsang started." Now it's just somebody saying that, and Swami came out to see the direction in which Makindu is. Hari Bhaktas, they pointed that way, and Swami looked across. I mean, it's 30 kilometers away, you can't see it. But to him, he has that asmita, he has that bhav for all those people who have committed themselves and sacrificed themselves for Akshar Purushottam Maharaj. In those times, Magan Bhai and Harman Bhai played a very pivotal role, a crucial role in expanding satsang in Africa, and which then has gone on to Europe and to America. This is on our flight from London to Newark, and Swami Shri is about to retire to bed, and Prembadan Swami, out of the blue, he has this Muppet in his hand, and he's doing this performance in front of Bapa. And Swami spending this, quality time. For some of you, it may seem that, what are they doing? But these are memories that people cherish so much. And he's singing to Bapa. means that Muppet is singing to Bapa. In fact, it's Premadan Swami singing. But even to that, to listen, to give attention, spend time, Swami was always available. And that's why, when you say ke Satpurush ne vishay jeev jodai vi tayari karjo, these are the ways he would take in doing that. And then after he woke up from his afternoon rest, Swami Shri engaged in a goshti with the Yuvaks and the Santos. And one of the questions that was asked by Tarun Bhai was that, Bapa, we heard Vivek Sagar Swami say, Sod Ani Satsang is like this. Hamari battery to dim thi jaye, even to accomplish that. Listening to it, we're just grounded that it's impossible. So Swami Shri said something very nice. Swami ke jhan sudhi deh bhav che, tyan sudhi dukh che. And until you behave to be the body and you're attached to your body, so you will always experience misery, unhappiness. Swami ke jo jivno satsang thai to anant sukh che. But if you do jivno satsang, then you'll find infinite bliss. And then he gave a simple example that if the Satpurush calls you, you're happy. If he doesn't, then you're disturbed. If the Satpurush serves you, then you're happy. If he doesn't, then you're disturbed. Swami Shri said that you should not have expectations like that. The Satpurush can do what he wants, when he wants, how he wants. And yet you should have that belief in him, that nirdosh buddhi, that whatever he does for our good. And then Swami Shri said that you apply the same in satsang. If the santos call you, fine. If they don't, fine. But never be disabled, never be disturbed by this. So it was a nice answer to a question of many questions that were asked in the flight. I think many of you have seen this photograph before and maybe in a different angle. Swami Shri at the CFI grounds on the 18th of July was requested to sing bhajans in the Kirtan Bhakti offered to Yogi Bapa for his Shatabdi Mahotsav. And so that morning, Swami Shri, on his way from Dr. Yashwant Bhai's house to the CFI grounds, he chose to sing Vandan Varam Varen Deto Deto Jogiro Deto. And then after breakfast, Swami Shri, he called Yogi Charan Swami over. He goes, Tamilo ka kya javana sho? So Yogi Charan Swami said, Bapa, we're going to practice in the cabin. So Swami Shri ke hu pan hu pachi 10 વાગે ની આસપાસ આવીશ આપણે practice કરી લઈએ. I mean, he doesn't really need to practice, but he, wants to give us great love. So he came over, and you can see him through these photos. He's listening so attentively to Yogi Charan Swami that how the cue will be given for you to start the bhajan. He's just like an ideal student, very, very attentive, concentrating. And at times he makes you feel that, look, I really don't need to listen to you. I know everything. But, he shows us, he respects everybody. And then Swami Shri, he started to practice Vandana Varamvar. Again, you can see him, he is singing along with the script in his hand and his hand actions. And then once this was over, Swami Shri ke aa bhajan all right che. It was quite funny the way he said it. Swami ke aa bhajan all right che. Have practice karvi nahi pade. And then Yogi Charan Swami ke Bapa have biju joi levu che. Do you want to see the second one? The Swami Shri, just like a child, so innocently, Swami ke ai fasya bhai, ai fasya. Swami goes, and I didn't know it's going to be so hard, and by mistake I've come for practice. So Swami goes, no more second bhajan. And everybody laughed. We prompted him. We tried to convince him, Gana Bapa tame gao. But Swami Shri refused. But again, a great smruti for all the sadhus then. This is on the 20th of July, on the day of the Platinum Tula, at the Holiday Inn suite where Swami Shri had stayed the night. And you can see him in dhyan. What I want to point out to you is the white puja. Now, never in his life has he done a puja where the cloth of his puja is not orange or red. He was always doing it on red or orange. And then on this day, we had specially requested him, but he was so reluctant. And yet he said yes, but I'll come to the prasang. But you can see him, very gorgeous, very smart, elegant look here. And concentrate on the murtis of his puja, how clear they are. And that was a reason why we had to speak to him. And also Thakurji, the colors of his vaga, why they were white and red. So actually what happened was in London, Pramukh Swami Maharaj, he was shown his puja. I had expressed ke Bapa on the 20th, we want to make a white puja. Swami said, that, why do you want to make it white? So I said, Swami, look, when you look at this layout, the red border of the murtis, it blends in with the red of your puja, the cloth. The Swami ke apne badhu saru che, ama ke karu nathi. We don't want to do anything, everything is fine. So we said, okay, Swami, all sankalps are closed. But then on the 20th, so 2 days before on the 18th, he made an announcement in the puja, and he said, "Ke Gordhan Bhai Wadia from London, if he's here, please meet Shukmuni Swami by the stage." And so I was a bit shocked. I said, why did he make that announcement? And so I asked him, "Ke Bapa, shena mate?" So I ke walu kapad apde sivwanu che ne, safed puja nathi karwani. So he was so up for it, and he goes, "Ke apde karwani che white." So I said, "No, Bapa, maro koi agra nathi. Yogi Charan Swami doesn't have any insistence. You should be happy." So I said, "Na, mari ichha che ke tame white karo." So then, we went shopping. We got the white velvet and the cloth and everything. But one thing Swami told us, so we got this ready, but one thing he told us together with this is ke tame jem ani chinta karo sho, in the way that you're worried and concerned about this, you should also be thinking about Thakurji. So I want him to also look so beautiful on the day. And when I sit on the tula, Thakurji should be seen. He shouldn't be covered in, in hars, and he shouldn't be covered in too many flowers, and in a design that, Thakurji doesn't look prominent. And so he himself said, "Ke apne white background karvu che, ema white frill karwani, ema ek lal patti kar nakhwani, pachi Thakurji che, એના પણ લાલ વાગા જેવી ઉપરની ફ્રીલ હોય, સાઈડની ફ્રીલ હોય, એવી જ ફ્રીલ તમારે કરવાની. પછી on the 19th, we showed him when everything was done, and he was so happy. Then he goes, "Ke apne kya shangar? What ornaments are you going to give Thakurji?" So we laid out 5-10 different mugats, 5-10 different sticks, 5-10 different hars, kundars, etc. And this is what he chose. And Swami ke Thakurji bahut saras lagse. So for him, it wasn't about him looking good. It was about Thakurji looking good. And, these subtle forms of bhakti, they teach us that, in the manner in which we should offer our devotion, it should be very pure and God-orientated, Guru-orientated. This is the Tula day, which many of you may have witnessed. There's Bapa seated in the Tula. Now, actually, those two red cushions were not there. One beneath Thakurji and one beneath Yogiji Maharaj. Swami Shri had asked Ishwar Swami to get the murti of Yogi Bapa, that he wanted to put him with himself in the Tula. Thakurji was already placed on the blue asan on which Bapa seated, but he then took Thakurji into his own hand and kept him in his lap. So being there in his lap for an hour or so would be very hard. So then Swami, he was looking around. Santos went up to him, "Ke Bapa su che?" Swami ke Thakurji nu uncha rakhwa che. So then instantly the sadhus, they got these cushions, and he was very happy. And you see him is looking down at Thakurji, and Yogi Bapa is there with him as well, very happy. And then the Tula happened, and the flowers were sprinkled from the top, and Swami Shri's folded his hands. But again, Thakurji should look prominent. Is what he wanted, and it's what he actually got. So this prasang happened at the CFI cabin. Woodbridge Police County officers had come to meet Pramukh Swami Maharaj. Swami Shri had just woken up, washed his face, and was about to do his evening walk. And at that time, these people were brought in by Praful Bhai Raja. And Swami Shri sat down on the sofa. He asked for the police officers to sit as well. And then he requested me to explain to them what the Utsav was about. So whilst I was doing that, every now and again, Swami Shri would prod me to say, "Yogi Bapa ni vaat kar, Yogi Bapa ni vaat kar." 3-4 times he must have said this. It was very hard for me to go instantly into that. But that delay, he didn't like. And so he would keep on saying that. Once I started to speak about Yogi Bapa, Swami Shri ke kehve Thakurji ni vaat kar, Hari Krishna Maharaj ni vaat kar. Again, it was not that easy to, transfer over quickly. But Swaminarayan Manma, in his heart, it's his Guru and his Ishtadev. Bhagavan and his Sant, that's his life, that's his Jeev. And that's all he wants promoted in this world. So he is very humble. His Guru Bhakti, Ishta Bhakti is very evident. And great things like this, they teach us great messages for life. This is Swami Shri at the CFI ground in the evening, standing at the Engineering West car park. And, he saw Nikhilesh Swami, one of the organizers there. And he came out of the car and he took him to the side and started talking to him. But it's a nice photograph of Bapa and the way he's listening with his left arm clipping his lip and his right arm across his belly and his red jumpals, and Nikhilesh Swami giving him a report. But this Bapa used to do every day, but this was unique in the sense that, it was just instantly him coming out of the car and meeting Nikhilesh Swami. This is on the last day, on the 11th of August of the CFI. So there's a parade that was to go through the park, and it's the closing of the event. And Thakurji was placed next to Bapa. As you can see, the Maryada is there, the height is there. But Swami was worried. So Swami Shri, he looked around and he asked me, he goes, where are you going to sit? I said, Swami, I'm not going to sit there. I'm going to stand on the side and hold Thakurji. Swami ke naam padi jai Bhagwan. Tamne khabar nat padti. Lasri jai to, atki jai to. So Swami Shri was so worried about Thakurji. So then he goes to me, look, I'm going to move my sofa forward that you can sit behind me and hold Thakurji. So I said, Swami, no, you don't need to do that. But he already stood up and he was about to push the sofa. I got onto the float and then I pushed the sofa slightly forward. I moved Thakurji forward. And then I sat kneeling behind him, holding Thakurji. But he looked around twice to make sure that Thakurji was safe and that I was comfortable. So again, Thakurji is his prime, his life, and he's always, always, always adjusting himself that Thakurji can always be comfortable. So that's another great smriti. As I mentioned, the title says, Hari Nupur Ranke, Pramukh Swami Pagle Pagle. You can hear the bells of Bhagavan at every step of his life because he is constantly engaged in God. This is at Manaskuan Beach. It's a beach house of Dr. Yashwant Bais. And Swami Shri, at 4 o'clock, after having his snack, he decided to come outside into the sand, the beach area. And this photo was taken by Yogi Charan Swami of Bapa holding Thakurji. And you can see that the waves are quite strong. And then he asked for Thakurji to be bathed into the waters. So he himself, he also came slightly inside, not too much. The rest of the Santos, they bathed Thakurji. But the one unique thing about this is that when this photograph was being taken, Swami Shri was looking at Mahan Swami and Dr. Swami because they were also there and they were standing, they were doing darshan. So Swami Shri, he then asked for them to also come into the photograph. So again, recently, some of you must have seen this going around in WhatsApp. But he's much happier now with everybody with him rather than when he was on his own. But again, he always wants to be with the Santos, with the Hari Bhaktas, who he has made a priority in life. Again, a teaching and a message for us, rather than being alone, let's always be together. And thereafter, Krishna Vallabh Swami had been looking at this guy on a jet ski. So he offered these binoculars to Bapa to have a look. And Swami looked through them and Swami ke mane kai dekha tu nathi. So Vallabh Swami in his way, tame juo ne ke valo jai she am. Have a look, the guy is speeding himself on the jet ski. Swami ke naryod daryod dekhai she. All I can see is the water. Now he was looking down into the ocean rather than at the person riding the jet ski. But again, a nice smruti of Bapa. We were in Los Angeles, and Swami Shri had gone on a padrami in the morning at Amrit Bhai's house, his new house. You can see him in the Jabolengo on the right, next to Krishna Vallabh Swami. And then on return back to the mandir, Swami Shri was told by the driver that Jitubai Mehta's house is very close by. He lives in this area. So there was no hint of doing a padrami or anything. So Swami Shri, he picked up very quickly. And Swami Shri said that, take the car to Jitu's house. And so we came to the house. Now, Jitubai and his wife and everybody else were at the mandir. And then Swami Shri, he came to this house. He walked to the door. He took the chanlani dabbi. He did chanlas to the door frame, to the door, to the step. And then Santo started walking back to the car. Then Swami started walking to the back. And then this is at the back of the house. Swami Shri, he sat Thakurji down on the hindoro, and he sat down, he called everybody, and then he took this snap. Yogi Charan Swami ne agna kari. But Swami bahut saras bolya. Swami ke Jitu ne yaad rehne ke Bhagwan ane Sant ena ghare avya. Just as a memory for a person who was unfortunately not able to be there, Swami Shri gave a vivid smruti, a smruti that again for Jitubai and his family is lifelong. So he never does something shortcut. He does it so perfectly well. And he knows the emotions, he knows the minds of people. He understands, he's very considerate. And only then, if you have these things in your heart, can you think like this. This is on our way from London to Johannesburg on the plane. And the pilot, he had requested Bapa to come in, and Swami sat at the back. And he went through this new aircraft, the gadgets, the technology, and XYZ. And then he just asked Pramukh Swami, how old are you? And Swami, in his way, he goes, I am 70, in English. I am 70. And then he says, and you don't look 70, said the pilot. And Pramukh Swami started laughing. And then once he had gone through all this, he said to Pramukh Swami that now you can fly this plane. So Swami looked up to me and he goes, "Ke Swami ke ne samjhao ke hame chhe ne judi jatnu plane hame chalaviye. Aa plane chhe ne laukik chhe, apadu alaukik chhe." So I goes, explain to him that we fly a different type of a plane which is beyond this world. It's not of this world. But e prasang અહીંયા થયો, that happened here. Again, a great revelation of who he is. This is Kampala Mandir. It's a great historical event on this day. Pramukh Swami Maharaj has just done the pratishtha of Kampala Mandir again. So Yogiji Maharaj, in fact, had done the pratishtha, but in 1972, when Idi Amin had kicked everybody out of Africa, the Indians, and in the Exodus, we lost this mandir to them. And we got this back with the current president of the country, Museveni. And Swami Shri instantly, he got it all prepared. It's the same building that Yogi Bapa had inaugurated. But 20 years later, we got this back, and Swami was so happy, that when we were coming from the airport, and Swami saw this from afar, he folded his hands, and he started to say, Jai Yogiji Maharaj, Jai Yogiji Maharaj. And, tears oozed into his eyes. He was so happy. And then we walked upstairs, up the stairs, and first, Swami Shri, he went to the murtis of Ganpati and Hanuman. And he bowed down with so much reverence. And then Swami Shri said to Ganpati ji, Hey Ganpati ji, tamne khub kasht padyu છે, તમને બહુ દુઃખ પડ્યું છે, પણ તમે અહીંયા ઊભા રહ્યા, તમને મંદિર મળ્યું છે. That he was so thankful. He asked forgiveness that they had to tolerate so much for the 20 years when this was under the hands of the military. And then he went across to Hanumanji, and again he said the same thing, Hey Hanumanji, maaf karjo, forgive me that you have tolerated so much, and because of you being here, we have got this mandir back, and I'm so thankful. Ki tamaro khub hu aabhar manu chu. But you can see, this is Pramukh Swami Maharaj. He never forgets. And he could give all credit to everybody else. Who would think of giving credit to Ganeshji and Hanumanji, who in fact were there for 20 years? But Bapa na manma e bhulatu nathi, and that's why he's Pramukh Swami Maharaj. This is at Village Green, Durban. There was a Mahapuja. We were early. There were no yajmans, and Swami was waiting on his own while we were arranging everything. And whilst we finished, then we came and sat around him, and he was just looking at us. And this photograph, which I'm sure many of you have seen many a times, is from that day. And he's looking at the Santos. And Yogi Charan Swami took the snap over my shoulder. And just pure divinity, pure innocence, pure beauty. You just can't describe it. And that's who he was. Very, very godly, very, very divine. And he was here for me and you. So all we can do is to cherish these priceless memories. I've been able to share with you, but you must have your own as well. So take time out every day and do smruti, and you will find that Bapa is not even a second away from you. He's not even a fraction away from you, and he's always with you. So that's the beauty of Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Mahan Swami Maharaj. Swami Shri gave us immense love. Though I'm presenting in front of you, all these memories are for all of us. They're universal for every single soul on this earth. And Swami Shri had that compassion for each and every soul on this earth. So everything he did was for each and every one of us. So we're highly indebted to Bapa. And we really, really should pray at his lotus feet. And also thank him for giving us Mahan Swami Maharaj, who allows us to experience the same bliss, the same joy, the same divinity that Bapa allowed us to experience. And let's pray on this day that Pramukh Swami Maharaj, he lived for us and he did everything for me and you, that for his Shatabdi, which is not too far away now, that we can become like he had prayed, that we can become ideal satsangis, ideal sadhus, we can become role models of BAPS and spread his glory and greatness through the world in the remaining 2 years of his centenary celebrations. Shri Swaminarayan Bhagwanani Jai.